this grasshopper happily sitting and laying down in the sun, enjoying its sunbathing, lazily walking around and eating the food as it finds it, and dancing and enjoying itself in the warm sun. Now, this grasshopper, happily having fun every single day, noticed every day that there was this line of ants that kept walking, carrying heavy loads of rice on its back from one end of the garden to the other slowly. Now, watching this every day, one day the grasshopper stopped and asked one particular ant, "What is this that you're doing? Why are you guys carrying this food like this every single day to your ant hill?" And the ant looks up and it tells the grasshopper that, well, winter is soon coming and we cannot go and find food in winter. And so we work hard and gather as much food as possible so that in winter we can be safe and can still be healthy. The grasshopper laughed at the ant and said, "You should know how to have some fun. Look at me. There is a lot of time for winter. Why don't you have some fun? Come on, don't think so much about work." The ant shakes his head and continues on its way. The Aesop story goes that soon winter came and the grasshopper felt so cold. It went deep within its burrow and started to sleep over there. Slowly, pangs of hunger as it started finishing the food it had, and it decided to step out to actually find more food, and then realized that everything was covered with snow, that the weather was cold outside and there was no food at all. And then as the grasshopper lay there almost dying in the winter, the ant took pity and helped the grasshopper a little bit so that it got stronger and was able to survive the winter. This story is told so many times and a lot of times as an example of hard work. I like to look at this story as an example of choosing to be proactive. The ant was being proactive, was anticipating the winter and doing what it takes to be well stocked and well stored, whereas the grasshopper was just reactive and tried to tackle the problem of winter after winter dropped in, and then it found that it was not able to do so. Some simple takeaways I have every time I hear the story. The ant, as a proactive individual, understood its strength, understood the limitations of what it could not do when there is a problem. It was aware of the severity of the winter event and it was aware of the resources, its teammates, that the resources and the strength and hard work it had to overcome that particular problem. Whereas the grasshopper was not aware of its limitations, was not thinking about the severe event which was coming up, and definitely overestimated its resources in being able to manage that crisis. This is a beautiful example of the characteristics of a proactive individual and a reactive individual. Or if you are more like the ant, or if you are more like the grasshopper. Many of us may say that, "Revati, sometimes I'm like the ant, sometimes I'm like the grasshopper." It's interesting to ask, was the grasshopper so wrong in telling the ant that choose to have a little bit of fun, dance in the summer, enjoy the warmth? Of course not, which is why sometimes a balance really helps. It's important for us to enjoy the moment, but not so much that you end up not having what you need for any crisis. So while it's agreeable that the ant could have had a little bit of fun with the grasshopper, it's also important that the grasshopper chooses to learn from the ant. So tomorrow or today, when you are having fun, when you are enjoying and cherishing the positives that life throws at you today, choose to still take some action so that you are prepared for any crisis. Stephen Covey once said that you are not a product of your circumstances, you are a product of your decision. And a proactive person is one that chooses to look forward towards future projects, chooses to pick up activities that help in future projects, and chooses to look at potential problems and keeps thinking and acting on the possible outcomes for those potential problems. So be like the ant while having a little bit of fun, like the grasshopper. In this video and also in another course along with this, we talk to you about what it means to think and to act to be proactive.